Innovating Education, Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Living in poverty, marginalized and often abused, what kind of future awaits the world's most deprived young people? And can education really help them? Gripped by austerity, many families in Spain are unemployed and can't afford their children's education expenses. Many charities are trying to help, but even paying the bills is a struggle. So how are people coping?
Villatobas, a small town south of Madrid. 1 in 5 of its adult residents are out of work, including the parents of 11-year-old Ismael and his brother Gabriel. Ismael dreams of becoming an aerospace engineer, but times are tough. The family home has been repossessed. They live off €400 worth of government aid a month.
The English book for Ismail costs €26, for example. All the money we have goes on food. The Caritas group helps us, but it's minimal support.
Post-April, this family will no longer receive government support.
Our children should keep on studying until the summer. We'll do anything to bring home food for them every day.
Luzmila Lopez, who lives in Madrid with her daughter Vivian, is also struggling financially. She says she can no longer pay the mortgage on her home. Luzmila's problems forced her to find a new school for her daughter, one which offers more financial support. For Vivian, it's been a difficult move to make.
When I changed schools, I was in my own world. My marks were lower than usual, and I was finding it difficult to integrate with other students in the group. After a while, I met other people and I was able to settle in.
According to UNICEF, nearly 2.3 million children are living in poverty in Spain. The Red Cross is supporting families struggling to make ends meet. Among other things, it provides learning materials for students. Education is free and compulsory in Spain, but there are fears the country's economic woes are having an impact on learning.
We give books or classroom equipment so children can go to school. There could be more young people at risk of social exclusion in the future. Childhood is a very vulnerable time. We have to take care of them because they are our future.
China's booming economy relies on millions of migrant workers from the countryside. But they often suffer from discrimination and are relegated to low-paid, sometimes dangerous jobs. We look at a project which is trying to help by providing education.
Han Yunfei and Li Xinfeng are 2 of the 7 million Chinese migrants living in Beijing. Both left their home in Hebei province a decade ago and travelled to the capital in search of a better life. Many people like them work for a low wage, sometimes in poor conditions, at construction sites or factories. Under China's registration system, migrant workers are not entitled to welfare assistance or public education. But things are looking up for migrant workers, hoping to boost their education and skills. The Beijing Municipal Labour Union has developed a university-level education service. Around 140 people attend classes here at the weekend.
All of the classes have been designed in a different way, a practical way.
Han Yunfei is one of those joining classes here. He's studying a 3-year course in construction engineering management. The idea behind the project is to give people skills which they can put to use in their everyday lives.
They are learning basic economics, how to deal with financial issues at the construction site where they work, and also in their own life. They show a lot of interest. The students are applying what they're learning here to their jobs.
Most of the students enrolled on this program were put forward by the companies they work for, their managers recognizing potential. For Han, it's proving to be a life-changing experience.
If I study here, I gain something. I can fulfill my dream of entering a university. If we don't take advantage of this, we'll be workers in Beijing forever.
After Han and his fellow students finish their courses, they'll receive higher education diplomas and job certificates, boosting their qualifications and their hopes for the future.
Domestic and international people trafficking is rife in the Philippines, putting many young people, especially women, in danger of physical and sexual abuse. As the government cracks down on smugglers, NGOs are offering victims educational opportunities. Let's take a look.
Cebu Province, the Philippines. A man in this vehicle is asking the group of girls who is the youngest. He says he prefers a 15-year-old. The man is told the charge, including sex, will be almost €2.
Oh, 6.
This teenage girl, who we're calling Sheila, is said to have been frequently raped by her father. She was trafficked for sex when she was 12 years old. She recalled one incident.
I was in an hotel with my friend. She said that I could get some money, so I went with her. We met an American. I needed money. The American took us to his room, and he did something bad.
People who saw Sheila that night called the police, and she was rescued. She's thought to have spent around 2 years of her young life working in the sex trade. Sheila is now in a safe house for victims of trafficking and sexual abuse. My Refuge House offers specialist education and support.
In the past 10 years, the availability of minors for sex has gone down 70%. But what that means is that those big numbers of girls who are being rescued because the police are acting, those girls need a place to go.
The young girls being looked after here have different academic and psychological needs. Learning programs are tailored to their individual needs, helping them to work towards a school diploma and later a university degree.
Most of the girls are behind at least a few years of school when they come to us. They've had to drop out. So when they come in, we're able to assess them and start them from where they left off.
Before, they really have that hard time in solving math problems, identifying what is verb, what is the difference between noun and the pronoun. So you're not only there to teach them, at the same time you are also there to have that heart to understand.
Those operating My Refuge House are keen to help even more young people in the future, increasing the number of places available from the current 10 to 42.
I hope you've enjoyed the program. We look forward to hearing your feedback on this edition of Learning World. We will be back next week. Goodbye.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.